Once upon a time, in a world beneath the waves, there lived a brave young explorer named Kael. Kael loved to dive into the ocean and discover its secrets. He had bright blue eyes, hair like sun-kissed sand, and a heart full of adventure. Kael spent his days exploring colorful coral reefs, swimming with friendly fish, and visiting mysterious underwater caves. One sunny morning, Kael heard exciting news from his friend Coral, a cheerful dolphin who loved to jump and play. "Kael! Kael!" Coral called, leaping out of the water. "I heard about a magical gem hidden deep in the dark trench. It's called the Abyssal Heart, and it has the power to control the tides and help the ocean creatures." Kael's eyes sparkled with curiosity. "A magical gem? That sounds amazing. But what's the dark trench?" Coral splashed playfully. "The dark trench is a deep part of the ocean where the sunlight barely reaches. It's full of twists and turns, and many sea creatures are afraid to go there. But I believe you can find the gem, Kael." Feeling excited but a little nervous, Kael took a deep breath. "I want to find the Abyssal Heart. But I'll need your help, Coral." "Of course." Coral replied with a big smile. "Let's get ready for an adventure." Kael and Coral swam to Kael's underwater home, a cozy little cave filled with seashells and treasures from his adventures. Kael gathered his diving gear, a shiny helmet, a strong wetsuit, and a special backpack to carry whatever he might find. Coral picked up a glowing seashell that would light the way in the dark waters. "Let's go," Kael said, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. They set off toward the dark trench, swimming side by side. As they swam deeper, the water became darker and cooler. "Stay close, Kael," Coral said, gliding ahead. "I can help you find your way." The two friends swam past colorful fish, waving sea turtles, and swaying seaweed. They even spotted a friendly octopus who offered them a riddle to solve: what has a heart that doesn't beat? Kael thought for a moment. "A gem," he exclaimed, and the octopus clapped its tentacles in delight. "You're very clever, young explorer. You may continue on your journey." Finally, they reached the entrance of the dark trench. It was dark and mysterious, with shadows dancing all around. Kael felt a shiver run down his spine. "It looks a little scary, Coral," he said, glancing at the deep, twisting path ahead. Coral nodded. "It can be, but we have each other. Let's go." Together, they swam into the trench. The water was chilly, and the darkness wrapped around them like a thick blanket. Kael turned on his glowing seashell, lighting the way. Strange sounds echoed in the distance, and Kael's heart raced. What would they find in the depths? As they swam deeper, they encountered fascinating creatures. Glowing jellyfish floated by, their soft bodies pulsing with light, and schools of shimmering fish darted around them, creating a beautiful dance. Kael was amazed by the wonders of the ocean, but he stayed focused on the task at hand. Suddenly, they reached a narrow passage filled with swirling currents. "Hold on tight," Coral shouted. They swam together, battling the strong currents, determined to reach the other side. Kael's muscles ached, but he pushed forward, remembering the magical gem waiting for him. After what felt like an eternity, they emerged into a large, dark chamber. In the center stood a pedestal made of colorful coral, and on top of it was a shimmering light, the Abyssal Heart. Its colors swirled like a rainbow, and it glowed softly, lighting up the entire chamber. But just as Kael reached for the gem, a deep voice rumbled through the water. "Who dares to enter my domain?" Startled, Kael turned to see a massive creature emerging from the shadows. It was the Abyssal Wyrm, a gigantic sea serpent with scales that shone like the night sky. Its eyes glowed like lanterns, and its voice was both powerful and wise. "I am Kael, a brave explorer. I seek the abyssal heart to help protect the ocean and its creatures, Kael declared, trying to sound brave despite his trembling fins. The WYRM studied Kael with piercing eyes. Many have sought the gem for power and greed. Why should I trust you? Kael thought hard. He remembered all the creatures he loved and the ocean he wanted to protect. I want to use the gem's power for good, to help the ocean and all its inhabitants. The WYRM considered his words carefully. Very well, young explorer. To prove your worth, you must complete a challenge. If you succeed, the abyssal heart will be yours. If you fail, you must leave this place forever. The abyssal WYRM swirled around Kael and Coral, creating a strong current that tossed them about. Your challenge is to navigate through the maze of shadows, the WYRM announced. You must find the exit before the water fills with darkness. Kael felt a rush of determination. We can do this, Coral, he said, looking at his friend. The WYRM opened a hidden passageway, and Kael and Coral entered the maze of shadows. The walls were covered in dark seaweed, and the water was cold and murky. They swam carefully, trying to find their way through the twists and turns. I can't see anything, Kael exclaimed. The glowing seashell didn't seem to help much in the darkness. Follow my voice, Coral called, swimming ahead. Stay close. As they navigated the maze, they encountered many obstacles, a tangled net of seaweed, sharp rocks, and even a sleeping crab who grumbled when they accidentally bumped into him. Kael had to be brave and clever, using all his skills to find their way. Finally, they spotted a faint light in the distance. There it is. The exit. Coral cheered, and they swam faster. But just before they could reach it, a whirlpool formed, swirling around them. Kael grabbed Coral's fin, holding on tightly. We can't let it pull us in, he shouted. Together, they kicked their tails with all their strength, swimming against the current. Kael remembered the importance of teamwork. We can do this, he encouraged Coral, and with one final push, they broke free from the whirlpool and burst through the exit into a bright, open space. Breathing heavily, Kael and Coral emerged back into the chamber where the abyssal WYRM awaited them. The creature's eyes widened with respect. You have proven your courage and teamwork. You have completed the challenge. Kael's heart swelled with joy. Thank you. May I have the abyssal heart? The WYRM nodded and moved aside, allowing Kael to approach the shimmering gem. Kael carefully picked it up, feeling its warmth spread through his fingers. It was more beautiful than he had ever imagined. The abyssal heart is powerful, the WYRM warned. Use it wisely. With great power comes great responsibility. Protect the ocean and its creatures. I will. Kael promised, determination shining in his eyes. I'll use its magic to help everyone in the ocean. With the abyssal heart safely in his backpack, Kael and Coral swam back through the dark trench. They were filled with excitement and pride, knowing they had accomplished something amazing. As they emerged into the bright waters above, Kael felt the warmth of the sun on his back. The ocean was alive with color, and Kael could hear the joyful sounds of sea creatures all around. We did it, Coral, he shouted, laughing with joy. We found the magical gem. Coral twirled around in delight. And now, you're a protector of the ocean. As Kael swam back to his home, he could feel the magic of the abyssal heart flowing through him. He thought about all the adventures that awaited him and all the creatures he could help. From that day on, Kael became known as the Ocean Guardian, a brave explorer who protected the underwater world with the power of the abyssal heart. And whenever he faced a challenge, he remembered the words of the abyssal WYRM. With great power comes great responsibility. Kael's heart swelled with purpose as he swam through the vibrant waters, ready for whatever adventures lay ahead. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. And for more fun stories, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. See you next time.